Hi guys, bit of a different video today. Today I'm going to be talking about why I became a teacher in the first place. Now, just a little bit of background. Before I was a teacher, I was a microbiologist for about 7 years or so. I worked in schools as a lab tech. I then went on to working in hospitals. I then went on to working in a food lab and finally in the pharmaceutical industry. And as a microbiologist in the pharmaceutical industry, I quite enjoyed the position, but also at the same time, I was kind of getting a little bit bored with my own career. So at some point, I decided to become a teacher. Why? The main reason is actually, strange one, it was the holidays. I wanted to become a teacher because of the holidays. And I remember very distinctly, this is around about 2006, maybe 2005, something like that. In order to bolster my application to become a teacher, I actually went and visited a few schools, and some of the people told me, asked me, well, why do you want to become a teacher? My response was, I want shorter hours and I want long holidays. And they kind of laughed at me. At the time, I was like, you guys get off at 3:30. You have, 6 weeks in the summer. You've got a Christmas break for a couple of weeks. You've got Easter break. You can't get better than that. People don't understand. In the corporate world, this doesn't happen. You have like 4 weeks off maximum. But boy, I was deluded into thinking in this manner. And I only found out when I started to teach. And this is another thing. Teaching is something that some people, when they're in school, when they're in university, they want to become a teacher, and that's great. And so straight after university, they go in, they teach. And genuinely, they're very good teachers. Me, on the other hand, I kind of fell into it, like I fell into everything else in my life ever. I didn't really grow up wanting to become a scientist. It just so happens that I was quite good at it. So I did it at A-levels, and then I did it at university. And then I was looking for a job, and eventually I got myself a science job. But it wasn't something like, I want to be a microbiologist. It just kind of organically happened over time. And I could say the same thing for teaching. After getting a little bit bored in my microbiology job. And by the way, there were perks to that job. Boredom was just a small factor. I fancied doing something different, so I became a teacher. But anyway, I very quickly realized that the stress level in teaching is insane. It's the only job that I know of that actually has this thing called burnout. So burnout, in case you don't know, is when you're so tired and exhausted from doing your work year after year that you literally feel like quitting. I never had that as a microbiologist or any other job that I had where I just felt like this is it. This is the final year I'm doing this, I'm quitting, I'm done. But with teaching, you get this, and this is because of various things. Let me tell you why teaching is hard. It's not learning the content, that's actually the easy bit. It's dealing with people. You've got to deal with a lot of people. And some of these people aren't particularly respectful. They don't respect authority at all. And you've got to deal with that. You've got to find ways to deal with that. And as if that wasn't enough, on top of this, you've got all of this bureaucracy and paperwork to deal with. And the actual business of teaching isn't massively tricky. You can basically teach someone to teach in not all that long of a time, but actually teaching someone to deal with people is actually very, very hard. You need to be very skilled psychologically. Now, I thought I knew, I think I know the psychology of the human mind quite well, but my God, this job tests you. So I kind of fell into it, and it's quite funny. I was speaking to a friend who I think was some kind of legal person, like a solicitor. He could have been an accountant, something like that. Don't entirely know what it was. And he finds out I'm a teacher, and his first response was, wow, you must love teaching. I'm like, no, not really. It's kind of weird. I don't love teaching. I mean, there's certain aspects of it that I really enjoy. There's certain aspects of it that I'm very passionate about. And that aspect of it is the science itself. It's science, it doesn't lie. Science is true. Obviously, over time, it changes a little bit. But ultimately, science is basically your endeavor to find the truth. And that never gets old and that never gets boring. And imparting my knowledge to children and young adults, that never gets boring either. However, to say that I love teaching, this is a very interesting question. I don't know of a teacher, come the summer holidays, cannot wait to get on their holiday and get the first plane out of there. It happens to all of us. If it was up to me, if I had £1 million in my bank account, would I still be teaching? Probably not. And it's because I genuinely, I don't love it. I can do it, but loving and doing things because it's a means to an end, these are different things. Which is quite interesting. Because you wouldn't expect any other job to be filled with love. For example, accounting. If you became an accountant, you don't go up to an accountant and say, oh, you must love doing paperwork. Or criminal lawyers. Oh, wow, you must love the whole litigation process. You know, doing anything. Like, I'm pretty sure if you gave these people free time and an unlimited amount of money, would they go back to doing their job? Probably no. But at the end of the day, eating Cheetos and watching videos all day and playing video games and this kind of thing doesn't pay the bills. So you've got to do something which pays the bills. Can you do it well? Great. Do you enjoy it? Even better. If you love it, perfect. But at the end of the day, it's a job, just like any other job. Could I have done other jobs? Yes, certainly. If I stayed on as a microbiologist, I think at this moment in time, I probably would have been going for what they call a qualified person job. Now, these are very sort of hard to get into, not because of the skill level involved, it's because just like with any job, it's a job that involves dealing with people. So suppose you have an organization, and within this organization you've got 20 people in quality control. And all 20 of those people want to get into quality assurance. Well, only a few of them are going to get in, and it's not based on merit, it's based on how well you interact with others, who they think they can get on with, and all of that kind of stuff. Technical skill is only one part of it, and once you're in a job like that, rest assured everybody has the technical skills. So once you get into quality assurance, again, you have to apply to be a qualified person. And these people get paid lots of money, but again, any one of those people can do it. So it becomes a case of who can they like rely on, and you know, who do they get on well with, and all of this stuff. So it becomes like a lottery type of thing. And at the end of the day, what happens is these people, they get into these positions, but not everyone can get in. And it can become a little bit demoralizing. And fundamentally, these jobs are fairly boring. Teaching isn't like that. Teaching is actually quite exciting on a day-to-day basis. Quite exciting. Do I regret not staying on as a microbiologist? I would have probably been, actually weirdly enough, would have probably been on similar money. Life would have been a bit more boring, but a bit more stable. I don't think I regret the decision at all, actually. Certainly, you can say that my life wouldn't have been close to as interesting. Doing this kind of teaching job You actually learn a lot about science, a lot about human psychology. You end up learning a lot of random facts from children. This is the weird thing. I've learned so many things from speaking with kids. And when I say kids, I teach from 11 years old to 16. I have done A-level up to 18 before as well. But you learn a lot from these guys because they're interested in different things, you know? So yeah, got into teaching by accident.